Practice makes perfect?
Get that stuff out of here! It's Southwest Bias!
Welcome in live to Studio K, brought to you by Circle K. It is Southwest Bias, and we're talking practice, we're talking football, we're talking the Arizona Cardinals training camp. And a former Cardinal who came out yesterday on Twitter, one JJ Watt, turned to the former Bird app to talk about training camp, saying training camp stats are insane and ridiculous. Used to think it was always just people joking, but now seeing them seriously reported, you have no idea what the purpose of that period is and what the goals are, what the context is. He goes through the different kind of things that they could be practicing and why they'd be practicing it in training camp. And I totally agree with this. We've gotten very obsessed about what happens at training camp. What plays, what the videos are, what the stats are when it comes to training camp. Oh, you know, so-and-so went 15 of 16 passing. He had 3 drops and a fumble in practice today. Doesn't matter in training camp. It really doesn't. They are practicing. They're getting ready. And I understand that you have to practice at a certain level, that you have to practice the way that you want to play. But I think that these next 3 weeks, everything, again, we take with a grain of salt. It's like if someone walked into your office during a brainstorming meeting and started judging your ability to do every facet of your job just because you were throwing out ideas in kind of a free-flowing thing. It's like reviewing a full movie based on a photo leaked from the set. You're not seeing the full thing. I mean, in training camp, you can't judge. Preseason, maybe a little bit more, right? But I think keeping stats at training camp is ridiculous. Now, it's cool to see some of the highlights in the videos. There was one from Bo Brock yesterday of Marvin Harrison Jr. making a heck of a catch on a great throw from Kyler Murray. I like that. I think that's fun to see, but I'm not basing anything about the season off of what we're seeing there. I'm not sitting there going, oh my gosh, if he had dropped that, if MHJ had dropped that, here we go. No, it's practice. And to JJ Watt's point, we have no clue what they're working on. We have no clue what they're trying to do. We have no clue of any of that. We have no clue if they're even going at full speed, if they're supposed to be, right? So take everything you see with a grain of salt that comes from training camp. Get excited because football's back. I mean, that's the biggest headline of this week is football is back. We've made it through the dry spell that was, that weird few months after free agency and the draft, and we've made it out to the other side. Games start in the next few weeks when it comes to preseason. And then we're not without football again until February. And that's a damn good thing. And I get why people are excited for training camp and why people like to go out and watch practices. But stat keeping and being freaked out about what's going on at training camp outside of an injury, just not my style. And I hope that it's not yours because I think you can enjoy things a little bit more if you're not panicking about what the stats are. You want to talk about chemistry a little bit? Sure. I think you can talk about that in camp. You want to talk about, how the players are reacting to the coaches? Yeah, I think you can talk about that a little bit in camp. You want to talk about, hey, there's some fight in these guys because there's actual fights in camp. Sure. And I think when you talk about a joint practice, you can take a little bit more from that. But training camp is just practice. JJ Watt knows better than any of us J.J. Watt is a guy that spent 12 years doing that and doing it at a high level and being in those training camps with Houston and Arizona. J.J. Watt is 100% right. Stop keeping stats at training camp. Stop acting like it's a huge deal and stop overreacting to it. But maybe that's just my Southwest bias. A little shorter monologue today because we get a lot to get to, but I want to welcome in the mustache. Behind the Mac, Shane Diefenbach. Do you get worried about practice, Shane?
No.
I mean, I feel like the first 2 months of the show have been practice for us.
Yeah, I mean, we're still practicing. The show is horrible.
Mm-hmm. It really is. Hit that like button if you agree with Shane.
We actually got a game in 6 days, Espo.
Oh, do we have the Hall of Fame game in 6 days?
Game in 6 days.
Wow. So
juiced for that.
I always feel bad for the teams that have to play in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Because
they wind up Ohio.
Yeah, you got to go to Ohio. There's something inevitably always goes wrong at that stadium.
Yeah.
Like lightning happens a lot there. There's field problems because the paint didn't dry on the field. There's always something weird that happens, and then you got to kind of rush through your training camp to get to a first game. So
it's horrible.
Yeah, you're in Canton, Ohio, which we talked about some of my feelings about the Midwest, and in particular their food yesterday. Shane, a lot to get to, though, because yesterday was a truly busy day when it came to headlines. I went scrolling a lot last night on the internet, and I found a lot, and this morning too. And I want to start with, we'll stay with the Cardinals here, right? But they teased what is going to be their rivalry uniforms this morning and put it on Twitter and on Instagram. And it was essentially their current red jersey getting covered by sand. It was like a dust storm had come in. And now we got to wait almost, a full month, a little over a full month to see these jerseys. They're not unveiling them till the 28th, and then they're going to wear them September 25th against the Seahawks. So we'll see the Sea Chickens one as well. And then they also dropped the logo that they're going to use with this, another hint to what they're doing. And Shane, this is unpopular. I've already taken crap for it in the Discord and on Twitter. I hate this.
Really?
First, it looks like the printer just ran out of ink on this logo, right? And I am a staunch hater of sand.
Yeah, I know you don't like it. I do. I like sand. I like eggshell. I love off-white.
I don't mind the off-white, the eggshell. Sand to me, like, it looks like my wife's white SUV when we get a dust storm.
Well, this is
right.
This isn't sand though.
But it looks like it was sand blasted, right? I think that's what they're going for here, and then there's going to be a sand color.
Do you think it's going to be as tan as the Diamondbacks Serpientes?
I think we're talking. I think we're talking full sand with red.
No,
hits.
but do you think it's going to be as tan as the Diamondback Serpientes? Because this color looks like it would be this color.
But you're not. I don't think that's going to be the color of the helmet and the jerseys, because if that's the logo going on the helmet, you need contrast. So that's probably what they're doing is, we're weathered. We're weathered. Our normal logo's weathered from being in the heat, being in the sand, and then it's going to be a sand color. I think you look like a burlap sack when you wear sand. I've said it on the program. I'm very concerned about this, and I have zero trust in Nike to do the right thing.
If you are as like yellow tinted as the Serpientes jerseys got, then yes, I agree but I love that. And again, it's one game or two games, I guess. Like, it's fine. It's a new thing they're trying. Regardless of what they look like, I'm all for the NFL doing this. I love the idea. Even if your team's jerseys stink and you hate them, this is going to be fun to watch because it's just something new. Look, unless the Seahawks are doing full action green, then there's a problem.
I do not mind that they have rivalry jerseys. I think it's fun to mix it up. I just am concerned about what they're going to look like, especially after seeing the Chiquita Banana uniform that the freaking Chargers just dropped. Like, if we're going the whole, I don't know. I think it'll be interesting to see. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I
Yeah,
I don't
know
want to
you've
see
always
it.
hated the sand, though.
That's always been. I
we've
hated
always
it as even
disagreed.
as an accent color. I wish they just give us the damn retro white jerseys that we want. How about just doing that for us rather than trying to give us some
Get the state
sand
flag
color
back
that
on
isn't
there.
even your color palette?
A state flag jersey would go hard.
That's what I want. Just give me that. I don't need a sand color.
I mean a full state flag
just
jersey.
as full just a state
that would
flag.
go so hard.
Just state flag top to bottom.
What do
the
you think
pants
about
too.
like all copper jerseys?
So I'm a little more intrigued by copper. I always loved it on the Rattlers original uniforms. Like I think full copper might be a bit much, but a copper helmet with like a black and copper jersey with red, I could get behind that.
Yeah.
And copper is a much more embrace the state color. Like sand, yeah, sure. People think of dust and cacti, but is that really what you want to be known for? Like it looks like if they're going the way that some of these mock-ups have gone and what I'm thinking, they look like they should be playing in the movie Dune, right? They can hide in the sand dunes. Like it's not my thing.
Yeah.
Just not my thing. How about full cactus? Just green. You look like a cactus. Yeah, go Phoenix with a little red and look like a cactus if you want to go that route with it. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope the helmets are great. I hope the uniforms are great. I'm a uniform nerd. But I hope that's the case. Speaking of uniforms, there's going to be a lot of Diamondbacks players, it sounds like, that will be changing uniforms over the next week. And the first domino fell yesterday. Jeff Passan, the first one to have all of it. But Josh Naylor was sent to the Seattle Mariners for a couple of minor league pitchers in Ashton Izzy and Brandon. I keep wanting to say Brandon Garcia. Garcia actually has pitched sparingly in the majors this year. I think he'll probably be a guy that steps into that bullpen. And then Izzy is already like the 11th ranked prospect in the Diamondbacks system, just arriving as well. So they get some pitching prospects, which we talked about yesterday. I think that Naylor, being one of the moves to get pitching makes sense. There's also the report out there that Gino Suarez isn't going to be traded if the Diamondbacks don't get the full return that they're hoping for. And to me, I think that's the right course of action. Let's get as much as you can. And if you're not going to make it, right? If you're not going to get exactly what you want, if you're not going to get the value from one of the best home run hitters this season, then keep him and re-sign him. Because like we talked about yesterday, this team, if they sell off and they go into a rebuild, you're not going to see them spend for a couple of years. Do you really want to go through this rebuild again? Do you really want to sit and wait to hope that you're good again? You can sit there and blame a lot of people for this year, but I also think you got to blame luck. The injuries have been insane, but there is a report that 5 or 6 more Diamondbacks could be traded, and it sounds like we're in for a busy next week here in the desert when it comes to the Arizona Diamondbacks. And then trades on the mind of other people, as Shams Charania reporting yesterday on NBA Today that the Suns were one of 2 teams that actually have made a concrete offer for a sign and trade when it comes to Jonathan Kuminga, the forward from the Golden State Warriors, who has not signed a contract yet. I don't know how I feel here, because if you trade for him, depending on the number, you're going to get hard capped. You just worked so hard to get under both of those aprons. And I don't know that the Warriors are going to accept the kind of jettisoning of contracts that you have, Grayson Allen or Royce O'Neal and Oso, a pick. I don't know if that's going to be enticing enough unless Kuminga kind of forces their hands. Now, our friend Flex from Jersey did say that Jonathan Kuminga really wants to be here and the Suns are very interested. And we know that in this world of player empowerment, sometimes they can push hard enough those players to get where they want. But we've seen Jimmy Butler reportedly wanted to be here, and didn't wind up here, despite trying to use his leverage to make it happen. So do I think Kuminga winds up here? I think it's probably less than a 50% chance. Do I think it would be intriguing? Yes, I do. But I don't think the Suns should feel a lot of pressure to make a deal now and make it quick. So I think they should sit there and figure out, can they get him at a price that they like? Or is it just better to sit there, wait it out, and potentially find somebody else that you could go after?
No.
No? You just don't want him?
I don't want Jonathan Kuminga on this team.
I mean, I don't think I want him at a $25 million a year price tag.
He was the 7th overall pick, and it's not like he's 22, but it's not like he's been in the league for a year or two. This is going to be his 5th year. He's a role player. It is what it is.
It's at a position of need. I think he's a highly athletic guy. He's young, energetic, has proven he can score in the league, like a fresh start and a starting spot. I think the $25 million probably is pushing the line of where the value would be there. But if you can honestly convince the Warriors to take Grayson Allen and Oso Ighodaro and a pick, I think I'm doing that. I think at this point, what difference does it make?
He is 6'8", and he shot 45% from the field last year.
Okay. Go look at what Oso Ighodaro shot from the field.
We're not comparing Oso Ighodaro.
I'm saying, look, if a lot of this offense is going to be predicated on athleticism, bigs rolling. I'm intrigued by Kuminga. And if the price is right, I pull the trigger. All right.
Oso shot 60% from the field last year.
Yeah, because everything was within 4 feet of the rim.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's fair. I get it. I'm intrigued. I'll say I'm intrigued. I still don't think I do it. Big shout out to everybody in the chat. Elion, he's a forward. He's not a guard. Outlaw Ace, Kilmus Reximus, my wife, Math of the Power of Joe, who's from Shreveport and was originally from Mesa in the chat. Han shot first. Thank you all for being here. Hit that like button and help us with that. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe as well. On the other side, we open the voicemail bag. I answer your questions on the other side of the break.
Not on the other side.
Well, I mean, maybe. We don't know what'll happen in the next 2 minutes.
No.
So if it's on the other side, it's on the other side. But on the other side of the break, we'll talk about that. And I got an Airbud question I have to answer. It's coming up right after this on Southwest Bias. Our friends at Circle K have you covered by becoming a member of the Inner Circle. I've told you, this is probably the only club I'll ever be allowed in, right? And I love being a part of it. All I had to do was download the app from Circle K, put in a little bit of information, and bam, I was getting 25 cents off per gallon on my first 5 fill-ups, then 3 cents after that, and then I hit the ESPO level. I'm at 5 cents off per gallon, but I love to stop there in the morning to get a little caffeine. All right, there's one on my way from dropping my daughter off at school to coming to work. I stop there, and right now, if you buy 3 20-ounce Cokes, any Coca-Cola product, you're going to save 25 cents off per gallon on your next fill-up. It's a great way to save money, and the whole Inner Circle app is. They've got amazing deals that you can take advantage of, so sign up today. Just download the Circle K app for free. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for details. And you want to spread that money further? Yeah, you can do that not only by saving money with Circle K, but also by joining Mountain America Credit Union. You can do that. Right now, you're going to get double the points. You got another week to get double the points on one of the Mountain America credit cards that you can use on travel. You can use on event tickets. You can use on gift cards. You can take that money that you're spending and make it work for you by getting double points. It's on everything from now through the end of July. So do that. They have 1 million members, right? 1 million members that trust them with their money and with their finances, and you can become one too. They have hundreds of branches throughout the West. Head to macu.com/double to learn more and take advantage of this deal. Loans on approved credit. Offer can change or be withdrawn at any time. Limited time offer. Terms and conditions apply. Hey, Shane, we made it. We're on the other side of the break, but not the other side. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. We're going to jump into the voicemail bag. Shane, what do we got today from some of our loyal biased?
We got a lot of stuff. Well, we can go ahead and start with this one.
You want to start with this one?
Yeah, from Topher and Chandler.
Okay.
As a GM, have you ever been close to making a trade at the deadline?
I actually have. I haven't completed one, but I am in negotiations as we speak. I actually got a text. I'm negotiating with PHLY on a deal right now, and I actually think we just closed it. So we've got breaking news here on the program. Do you have the deal? It is a trade alert. PHNX, PHLY makes a trade 1-for-1. We're trading Derek Montilla, the former mayor of PHNX, who is going to PHLY. This has nothing to do with him winning by 1 vote yesterday on Throwdown Thursday. I had to move him because anytime you can get the Rocky statue from Philly, you make that deal. So we have dealt Derek Montilla for the Rocky statue, and we have been told that he will be an intern in Philly.
Wow.
That is where he's going to be going. And the Rocky statue will now host the Diamondbacks show.
Wow.
So look at that. We've got some celeb power in here. We got a deal with PHLY done. And look, as a GM, I'm excited to get my first deal done. They say that the first one's the hardest, but I think I actually walked away with some great value there, right? And I think, I'm fully aligned with what we want to accomplish here. So congratulations on that. I think I did well. Shane, What would you rate that trade? I know trade grades are big. You've had 2 seconds to think about it. What would I get?
I think PHNX is getting a B. PHY is getting a C for history.
All right. I'll take it. A B on my first trade.
Because clearly we're selling.
We are.
This team is well, actually, no.
Well, no, I think
this team would be buying.
I think we're buying.
You're getting a very, very veteran guy,
a veteran guy that is well known, star power, right? And I think a fresh start could be big for the Rocky statue. So you know what? I think I did all right for my first trade. What's the next question?
Next one comes from Diehard Christina saying, "What is your favorite place to take the family in the Valley?"
Interesting question. And I love to go to like one of those jump places with my kid. That's always fun. Target. It's not a real Valley staple,
okay,
but Target's always been a place that at least back in the day my daughter enjoyed. We love food though. There's a place called The Hub that we love because they have gluten-free food, which the family loves to eat. So there's a smattering of what we like to do. It is an AMA, by the way, not just sports questions. So, and if you're in the chat, you can ask as well. We'll pull your questions up, whether it's a super chat or a regular. You can throw it in there. Math of the Power of Joe says disc golf, Red Mountain High. I'll have to try it out. That's not far from the Casa. So what's our next question, Shane?
Next one comes from Brad saying, most kissable sports player
of all time. I'm not going to go.
You're the one that's fielding this question.
I'm not going to go player because I not my thing. I'm actually going to go mascot. I'm going to go mascot, and I think the mascot that's most kissable is the one right here on my desk. It is Ray from the Valley Suns. There's just something about a hairy orange thing from space that apparently is kissable. I mean, at least he's furry, so it'll be soft. So yeah, I'm going to go Ray, our mascot of the Valley Suns. What's next, Shane, before I say something that gets me canceled?
Let's move off that. Speaking of red beards, Red Bearded Red said, do you believe that the state of Arizona is cursed when it comes to sports? Our only major title coming during the D-backs 2001 postseason when everybody was rooting for the Yankees for once? Or do you believe it's only down to bad ownership?
I think there's a curse. We've talked about it on the program
Yep.
before, but ownership, it's tough because you haven't always had bad owners, at least when it comes to the Suns. I mean, Jerry Colangelo was viewed as one of the best and a gold standard by many when it came to ownership in the NBA. So I think there's got to be a higher power that's keeping us down right now. And I don't know what will break it, but I sure as hell hope we find it soon.
I actually don't think it's a curse. It's a hex.
Who put the hex on then?
A witch.
Why? Is there a history of witches here in Phoenix that I don't know about?
Maybe a shaman.
Maybe a shaman, but I mean, I'm not going to make the joke I was just thinking. Let's just move on to the next question, Jane.
Another one from Brad. Airbud, new movie coming out.
Oh, okay, I have all sorts of thoughts. How is Airbud still alive? I hate to be this guy, but like, they're not claiming it's a new Airbud. They're saying it's Airbud, right? That movie came out when I was a kid.
Well, it's Airbud Returns, so maybe there's some type of reanimation of the dog, like Pet Sematary.
Did they clone the damn dog? Pet Sematary. Yeah, we're having a children's movie based on Stephen King's Pet Sematary. The dog comes back from the dead and dunks on fools, all right? Like that's I get you're supposed to it's a dog playing basketball. How that isn't my problem with it is beyond me. But really, like this is where we're going. Like, what kind of genes does this dog have? I mean, LeBron's playing into his 40s. Is that what this dog has? Is like LeBron James type genes where he can play into his 40s? Because the dog's got to be damn near 40 at this point. And we never got an explanation why you can't just play defense on a dog. It can't be that hard to block a dog. It can't be that hard to stop a golden retriever. I'm sorry. Even on its hind legs, that thing's 4.5 feet. How are you not blocking that dog constantly? I have so many problems with Airbud, and a remake is one of them.
Next question, another one from Christina. Will the Mercury pull it out over the Lynx and the Liberty to win their 4th championship this year?
Yes. I think there's something special going on with the Merc, and you've got a team that likes each other, top-end talent. The only thing that could derail them, knock on wood, touch metal, whatever your thing is the fact that injuries have played a part in this season. But I definitely think Nate Tibbetts wins Coach of the Year. Nick Urin's going to win Executive of the Year, and I think this team has a very good shot at winning a title this season. Next one, Shane.
Next one comes from Adrian Nelson. In your opinion, what is a percentage quantified estimate regarding the likelihood of it that there's an NHL team in Phoenix before 2032?
This is a very, very loaded question. I'd like to say high 70%. Because I believe the people that want to spend the money to bring a team here are around. I believe the desire for the NHL and Gary Bettman to bring hockey back to the Valley is high. But I also feel like finding an arena is going to be very difficult. And I do not see a world where the Suns and Coyotes 2.0 or whatever they're called, or I guess Coyotes 3.0 because they had a 2.0 advertising campaign at one point. But I do not believe the Suns and Coyotes will ever share an arena because you have to share naming rights, or if one's a tenant, you're not sharing in that money. It's just not financially feasible. So then it comes down to where, if anywhere, would you be able to build an additional arena, and where would you find the funding? I don't know. I'm gonna say it's probably 25% of happening by 2032.
Yeah. Last one from Russell. Do you think the Suns will trade anyone before the season or trade deadline, or do you think the D-backs will trade Gino and Merrill before the season? Yeah, I don't know.
And then re-sign them after.
Oh, okay.
I look at it. I think the Suns will explore some things. I don't think they make a trade before the season starts. The Diamondbacks, I hope they don't trade Gino. I could see it. I think Merrill's a guy you keep and you re-sign. I think Gallen's probably gone either way. So trading him wouldn't surprise me. But I think all those guys could be a possible trade, and then try to woo them back afterwards so you double dip. That is another episode of Southwest Bias in the books. Thank you to the biased in the chat. Hit that like button on your way out. I hope everybody has a good weekend. You can follow Shane at Shane Deefy, is the mustache behind the Mac. You can follow the show at PHNX_sports, and you can follow me at Espo. And remember, sand isn't a color, it's crap that gets on your car. Ahoy, hoy!
We all silly like the mayor.